Have you ever thought about the quality of your coffee? Have you ever thought about the coffees that are in your pantry or served in cafes or coffee shops and that it potentially may be affecting your health?
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget that you can click this button right here on the top right corner of your screen when you're watching the video. That way you can either speed up the sound or slow down the sound. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and come back to my evidence-based research to better improve your health and wellness. All right, bye.
Do you perhaps drink Folgers coffee, Maxwell's coffee, Nescafe, Dunkin' Donuts, or Cafe Bustelo? Do you even know where their coffee is locally sourced or grown? Or if the coffee is organic or inorganic? Exactly how healthy the coffee is? Well, today I want to go over why these questions should linger in your mind when you're either at home or at the cafe shop about to drink a delicious cup of coffee. Let's just start with some statistics. The average amount of coffee that a person in the United States drinks per day, or an avid coffee drinker, is approximately 3 cups per day. Or if you look at this chart produced by the Statista Consumer Rights, at home on a weekday, a majority of people who are avid coffee drinkers, they drink approximately 2 to 4 cups per day. And at least 24% of the avid coffee drinkers, they're out and about buying coffee several times a week. Now, given the reason that we as a nation are such avid coffee drinkers, I want to present to you why you should pay attention to the quality of your coffee. So number 1, inorganic coffee contains herbicides, pesticides, and fungicides. And since the majority of us avid coffee drinkers drink about 2 cups per day, you can consider why this may affect your health. Apparently, long-term exposure to these pesticides, fungicides, and herbicides can cause DNA mutations, cell damage, kidney damage, cancer, Parkinson's disease, and birth defects. So according to research, there's one pesticide that can cause harm to the ovary cells in hamsters and can also cause a defect in the human immune cells, such as lymphocytes, which are our white blood cells helping us to fight off infections and out-of-control growth in our bodies. And the way it affects it is it gets into the DNA or the instructions to make these cells and it mutates them. For example, if these cells or lymphocytes become defective, they can end up not working properly and defending our immune system, or it could cause us to become more sick. Or if these pesticides are affecting the DNA or the genetic makeup of these cells, and these cells grow in a haywire fashion and they replicate uncontrollably, they can eventually turn into cancer cells. Another study showed that glyphosate, a pesticide that was consumed too often by people, caused non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Now, what is this disease? It is a disease of overgrowth of white blood cells in the body. Again, similar to what I had mentioned earlier, if you have an overgrowth of white blood cells, eventually it may cause tumors to grow throughout your body. Not only does glyphosate affect white blood cells, but it can also cause an effect on several mental illnesses such as ADHD, autism, Alzheimer's disease, and Parkinson's disease. Again, all due to how well these cells are managed and how often they need to replicate or make more of themselves or less of themselves. There needs to be a check and balance. So if you're intaking a lot of pesticides, herbicides, or fungicides, the check and balances in the body is disrupted. Even other studies have shown that glyphosate affects a particular molecule in the body, and this molecule is called anticholinesterase enzyme, which helps to break down acetylcholine. Now, what is the importance of this enzyme? Well, let me briefly explain. When the nerve contacts the muscle cells, usually the nerve releases acetylcholine. It tells the muscles to begin to react. And then as soon as the muscle receives this message, the enzyme is supposed to break down the acetylcholine so that the message can come to a halt. However, if pesticides are preventing this enzyme from working correctly, and this acetylcholine builds up in the body, you can develop these mental illnesses that I had just mentioned. So the acetylcholine builds up and is continuously telling the muscles to contract. The communication becomes disrupted, and the nerve and muscle fibers will begin to contract in ways that are not in balance. So you can get short-term symptoms such as blurry vision, sweating, low blood pressure, diarrhea, and again, the several nervous system diseases or that I had just explained, such as ADHD, Parkinson's, autism, and Alzheimer's disease. So the second reason why I think that you should pay attention to the quality of your coffee is because of its antioxidant properties. Did you know that coffee has more antioxidants than red wine and green tea? It has several compounds in the makeup of coffee that when broken down provides the body with antioxidants, which means that it prevents cells from aging and turning into disease. Research has shown that lighter and medium roast coffee have more antioxidants than darker roast coffee. Therefore, if you want to reap the antioxidant benefits of coffee, dark roasted coffee may not be the option for you. Third reason, or the last reason why you should pay attention to the quality of your coffee, is because you should not only care about the health of your own lives, but as well as others in our community, especially those farming our coffee beans, and the impact that farming coffee can have on our environment. So in order to make sure that these coffees are grown ethically and sustainably, coffee brands that have been marked fair trade or are part of the Rainforest Alliance will allow for safe working conditions of these farmers, as well as protection for our environment, as well as be very transparent about where these coffee beans are sourced and how they are sourced. So now let's cycle back to the coffee brands that I had mentioned earlier and why I raised them to your concern. Number one, Folgers is a very popular American brand. However, they do not support the ethical work conditions for their farmers, such that they do not have certifications with the Fair Trade or Rainforest Alliance. Folgers does not offer organic coffee, which means that it can contain herbicides, pesticides, and fungicides, which may be affecting your overall health. Number two, Maxwell House Coffee also rejects Fair Trade certification, as well as rejecting organic products. Number three, Nescafe is part of the Rainforest Alliance, but they do not have organic coffee, which means that there may be traces of chemicals or mold in the coffee. Number four, Dunkin' Donuts. Did you know that they are a part of the Folgers brand? Even though they are a part of the Rainforest Alliance, the Dunkin' Donuts coffee are not organic as well. And lastly, Cafe Bustelo, produced in Spain, they are also a product of Folgers. And they are not part of the Fair Trade certification, Rainforest Alliance, or organic production. So now that I've gone over a few products that are not ethically sourced and inorganic, will you next time question the cup of coffee that you are picking up at the grocery store or in a coffee shop for the sake of your health and wellness? Well, I hope you enjoyed my presentation today, and I hope I made you reconsider how you buy coffee products and how well you manage your own health. Take care, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.